What's up, everybody? Jazzie Belle here from Woman of Hip Hop Podcast, and this is my top 10 list of the hottest female rappers of 2024. Next up on my list is Detroit's own Kash Doll. That's right. And no, she didn't make my list because she's from my hometown, the D. She's really good. And Kash Doll been good for a long time, and y'all know this. So, The Last Doll is the name of her album. It's a solid album from head to toe. I'm not trying to say it's a perfect album. I'm not trying to say there's no skips. I'm saying the album is solid, and it's a solid representation of Kash Doll. She's very authentic as to who she is. She is a Detroiter. She's giving you Detroit all day. Yes, I resonate with that, but I think every chick out there, if you are a fan of Kash Doll, you are a fan of the very so icy, very Gucci Man, very Jeezy, very out here bling bling blah. Like, she's giving you everything that you want, everything that she represents. And when I listen to this album, I hear the growth. I hear the growth in her lyrics. I hear the growth in her production. Honestly, I'll tell you this, and I'm not trying to compare, but when I listen to this album, it's very reminiscent of Pink Friday 2, especially how it starts off, you know, with her being a mother now. The song is dedicated to her baby girl, Clarity. And we all know that's how Nicki Minaj started off her album. It was pretty much a love letter to, you know, her son. And as you continue on with the album, you also hear a track, I believe it's produced by Young Bird, Hitmaker, now that he goes by. And it's called Jump. And that kind of reminds me of Nicki's Everybody. You know, the sample track that's very TikTok friendly. Yeah, Jump is very TikTok friendly. So I was like, okay, she took a page out of the Pink Friday 2 book. Nothing's wrong with that at all, right? And maybe because these two women are very much in a similar place in their lives right now, where they are a mom and they are rappers and they are dope and they are artists and they put in their, you know, lives within their art and their music. So it represents that. So I see that. Some of my favorite tracks on there is Pressin' with T Grizzly. Shout out to Detroit. What up, though? Another Detroiter. Comfy, big one. You know, she dropped that at the top of the year as a single. Still one of my favorite tracks on the album. Power, I feel, represents her flow the best, represents her skills as a spitter. I think should have been track number 1, personally. Baby Boy samples the Cameron's Oh Boy. Shout out to Dipset. And I know that was a sample from another song, but we all know, this generation, for the most part, we know that song to be done by Cameron and Dipset, the Oh Boy, and she did that on there, and I thought that was very clever. I thought it was dope. I think Kash Doll has been the underdog for too long now. I don't know why she isn't at the level that I feel she deserves to be in, and I know she feels she deserves to be in, and I think a lot of the people out there don't understand why she's not in the conversations enough. I know we have conversations around colorism a lot. A lot of people are trying to figure out, is that the reason why Kash Doll isn't in the conversations with the Lattos, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Nicki Minaj's? I don't know, but it's a great conversation to have, because if that does play a part, of course that's messed up, and it's something that I think we should really dissect, because I think a lot of people don't know what colorism is. A lot of people don't believe that it exists. A lot of people aren't educated as to how that can influence and impact an artist's career in the music industry, in the entertainment industry, period, and also just in life. But that's a whole nother story. We won't stick to hip hop. So yeah, it's time to have that conversation. Why isn't Kash Doll where she needs to be? Is it because of colorism? Is it because you guys, you know, aren't connecting with her? If you aren't totally sold on Kash Doll, if you aren't even familiar, and if you aren't sure why I'm even saying what I'm saying, listen to this album. Again, it's called The Last Doll. I believe she's dropping her last name, as in Kash Doll. Maybe it's just going to be Kash. I don't know. But I'm hoping that she's not getting discouraged to the point where she's not going to be doing music anymore. So I don't know if that's a way of her saying that she's retiring from hip-hop and doing music. Because I want to say that was some of the conversations that was happening in the past as it pertains to Kash Doll and her career. I would love for you guys to really listen to the album, listen to the production. I really think she stepped it up. I personally wasn't a fan of the first album. But I would really love for everyone out there that really want to get familiar with her music to listen to this album. I think if you listen to this album, you'll say, okay, she got something here. It's a solid album. And that's why she's deserving of having an entry on my top 10 hottest female rappers of 2024. All right, next up on my list, we got Flo Milli. That's right. I want to say Alabama's own Flo Milli. Flo Milli is one of my favorite girls out here rapping right now. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's unique. Her voice is different. It's very distinctive. Like the minute you hear her tone, you know it's Flo Milli. I feel like she's been very consistent with the flows of her album. You know, with her debut album being called Ho Why Is You Here? And then after that, you still hear Ho. And now with this album that came out in 2024 is Fine Ho Stay. And if you know Flo Milli, you know she's very consistent with her themes. She's very consistent with her love for reality TV. I had the opportunity to interview her. She was such a pleasure to interview. She was such a sweet person. And she was very humble. You could tell that she was very appreciative, but also felt like she had a lot of more work to do. But with that being said, we see you, sis. We love you. Continue to do your thing. Congratulations on your pregnancy. I'm rooting for you. I thought she had one of the hardest verses out when it comes to Sunday Service Latto song. I really love that. We all know the record Never Gonna Lose Me. On the album, I love her song with Mona Leo called Never. I also love her song with Anicia. I believe I'm saying her name right. That's called New Me. Love that record. And Got the Juice is my favorite record on the album. I feel like that should have been track 1. Something about that record when I hear it, I'm like, oh, this should have been an introduction to the album. So make sure y'all check out Flo Milli's album, Fine Ho Stay. Next up on my list is the one and only Tierra Whack. That's right. Shout out to Tierra Whack. She dropped an album called Worldwide Whack. If you guys aren't familiar with her, I need y'all to tap in. Get familiar with my girl. I believe I thought she was from Philly. I'll double check that. Worldwide Whack is such an interesting album. And the reason why I say it's interesting because it deals with a lot of what people may say darkness, but I feel like it deals with a lot of reality, what a lot of people is going through. Well, obviously, my girl Tierra Whack was going through, especially when you're dealing with and struggling with mental health. She got songs on there that delve into like suicidal thoughts. And the reason why I really like this album, when I met Tierra Whack, I told her, I said, I love that album, girl, but after a while I had to stop listening because it would take me deeper down a rabbit hole that I am currently still trying to crawl out of, if that makes sense. But the beautiful thing about music, that it could be very therapeutic. It could be very cathartic in a way, because you feel like, you know, you need a moment to release all the things that you're dealing with internally. And I feel like she really put her all into this album, Worldwide Whack. And I appreciate that. I appreciate her artistry. I appreciate her talents. I appreciate her flow. A lot of you guys are familiar with her when she was featured on Beyonce's The Lion King gift album. She was on the song My Power. And, you know, if you're a real fan of female rap, then I'm sure you're familiar with her outside of that. But this album, y'all, it really tapped into my emotional side, and it really made me feel seen in a way when I'm like, okay, I'm not alone. You know, I'm dealing with that too. I'm struggling with that too. I go through that too. And if you are someone out there that could be dealing with mental health issues, I would say listen to this album, but beware in a way where it's like, it's not going to somewhat coddle you. Because as an artist, again, she has to get it out of her system and let y'all know what she's going through. And I feel like, again, that's what this album represents. And I love it. Some of my favorite tracks on there is 27 Club, Tonight, Snake Eyes. If you want to hear her spitting, like just straight spitting fire, I think Snake Eyes represents who she is very well. Even just outside of this album, what this album represents, I believe Snake Eyes is a great representation of her as a female rapper. Difficult is one of my favorite songs on there. Imaginary Friends is so clever. It's so amazing. Misbehave is one of those records too that I think would kind of show you her style of flow. And again, if you're not familiar with her, she's very reminiscent of Andre 3000, Outkast type of flow. Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, especially when it comes to her creativity, when it comes to her visuals as well. You can see the influence that people like a Missy and a Busta Rhymes and Andre 3000 has on her. So I love Tierra Whack. Again, I ran into her at a BMF premiere and I had to let her know. I was almost in tears because I was like, girl, your album is so... It's so authentic. It's so real. It speaks to exactly what I've been struggling with for the past 5 years. So if you want to know what your girl been dealing with since 2019, after my mom passed away from breast cancer and everything that happened in my life after that, you know, just breakups and death and, you know, the feeling of loss and losing people and struggling with that and trying to cope and heal and deal. Woo! Listen to this album. This album really speaks to what your girl Jazzie Belle has been going through for the past 5 years. And apparently what Tierra Whack has been going through as well. And I think this album deserves a conversation. I think it deserves a place on people's playlists, because you could tell that she really put her all into it, and she probably did it, you know, out of fear of thinking that people may not relate, people may not understand, people may judge. So I'm happy for her as an artist that she was just able to say, fuck it, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put it out. Who's it for is going to feel it. And if you're not for it, then it ain't for you. And that's what Worldwide Whack is all about. And I'm digging it. So shout out to Tierra Whack. And congratulations for being on my list. All right, next up on this list, we have Mona Leo. Another Houstonian has made it on this list of the hottest female rappers of 2024. Mona Leo is one of my favorites out right now. She's one of the new girlies, but she's also been in the game for a little minute now. I love her. It ain't too much for me to say. If you listen to the album Throwing Bows, it came out August of 2024, and it's a flawless victory. It's a flawless album. The only reason why she may not be higher on this list, honestly, but I think she's up there. But I think a lot of people just still need to get to know Mona Leo. Don Julio, Actor Fulio. I mean, if you've been following Mona Leo, then you know that she's been dropping freestyle after freestyle. She's been consistently dropping banger after banger after banger all 2024. And again, Throwing Bows, her album is flawless. The production is on point. Her flow is immaculate. I can't say anything bad about Mona Leo. Again, she's been consistent, so check. As far as her like popularity, I feel like people have yet to get to know who she is. But in due time, that will come. Her talent is top tier. And yeah, she's one of my favorite girlies out here that's doing a damn thing. So if you want someone to listen to that's new, that hasn't hit your radar yet, and you're looking for something fresh, something exciting, something popping, something to give you the little chills on your back, yeah, listen to Mona Leo. For sure. She got bars. The beast is on point. She's super talented, super pretty, super dope. Yeah, Mona Leo. Congratulations. All right, next up on my list is the daughter of Dion Ferris. Her name is Baby Tate. That's right, Baby Tate is on my list. Baby Tate dropped an album called Take Tuesday. Every song is flawless. It's a seamless album. It flows really, really well. If you're looking for something different, unique, someone that raps, sings, pretty much do it all, this is Baby Tate. So I want y'all to check out her album. I do have her tied up with Mona Leo because I feel like when it comes to their popularity, I still feel like they consider somewhat of the underdogs right now, right? But when you listen to their album, it's clean. It's on point. It's flawless. From track A to Z. I don't hear any skips. And when I say it's seamless, it's just in a way like the way they sequence their album, it flows perfectly. Like I want to listen to the next track and the track after that and the track after that. That's why I call it a seamless record. So Baby Tate is on my list along with Mona Leo. All right, you guys, next up on my list is Rapsody. That's right, your favorite rapper's rapper. She is official. She's always been official. I actually love the album. I was going back and forth with somebody about this album recently. It took me a minute to listen to it. Here's the thing about Rapsody. Remember back in the day, early to mid 90s, when hip hop was very shiny suit, it was very Diddy, Maze, hell, even Jay-Z threw on a suit at one point. And then here came along good old DMX with the Timberlands and the bubble coats and the barking and the dogs and the gulliness and the griminess. Very New York. That's what Rapsody is in the middle of what people like to call the pussy rap era. You got Rapsody if you want to take a break from listening to all of that. And I love that too. I'm not knocking that. Obviously, some of the girls that you will consider to spit pussy rap is on my list. So I'm a fan of female rap throughout the whole gamut of what it represents, right? So Rapsody is one of those girls that I feel sticks to the script. She sticks to what she knows. I'm a huge fan of hers. What I love about this album, I feel like she was being very vulnerable on this album, very similar to what Tierra Whack did on Worldwide Whack on her album. I just felt like she was trying to let out what it is she's been going through throughout the years, especially dealing with like her sexuality. She expressed that. And I love that. I love when I see the girls or any artist lay it all out on the wood and make it sound good. That's what we say in Detroit. When they just let it all out, when the music can be therapeutic for them in a sense. So I appreciate this album for that. What I would like to see from Rapsody, because she was a guest on my podcast before, and I talked to her and I asked her what was some of the biggest like misconceptions when it comes to Rapsody, and she said that she thinks people don't think that she likes to have fun, or that she's fun, or that she can let loose and chill. And I'm like, you know what? I can see why people would think that, because you ain't out here half naked and you ain't twerking. And I think some people just consider that to be letting loose and having fun as it pertains to female rappers. And she's like, I have fun, I be chilling, I be doing, you know, we was having a little back and forth right there, and I thought that was really cute. I would like to see that, Marlena. I would like to see that Rapsody on the album. I'm sure there were moments on there where you were having fun and you were doing that, but I want to hear like a club banger from Rapsody. I want to hear, because we got the bars. We know you can spit. Official tissue. I would like to hear what a lot of people thought Kendrick Lamar couldn't do when he was beefing with Drake. Because Drake is known for being a commercial rapper, having commercial hits, you know, like club bangers and songs that people could dance to. And I think Kendrick Lamar heard what the naysayers were saying, what the doubters were saying about him going up against a giant like Drake. And Kendrick is a giant, of course, obviously in his own right. But when he dropped Not Like Us and had everybody all across the world crip walking and doing all of that, yeah, I think that was very strategic on his part and very calculating, because he said, you know what, I can be that person too. If that's what you want, let me show you how we do it on the West Side. And he did it, and it was amazing. And I would just love to see Rapsody let her hair down and just hop on a beat with some bounce and give us, like, I want her in the studio with Timberland or somebody, or maybe a Pharrell. I would just love to see her give us like a club banger. Because when I listen to her, I feel like I'm listening to, it's very reminiscent of like the Lauryn Hill Queen Latifah, and Queen Latifah was and Lauren. Those girls were bar spitters, but they also gave us some songs that I could hear on the radio consistently, like a commercial hit. I want to see that for Rapsody. But hey, she's doing great. She's nominated for a couple of Grammys this year. Congratulations to her. I believe one of them is Best Rap Song for Asteroids with Hit Boy, and another one is for Best Melodic Performance for 3am with Erykah Badu. Some of my other favorite songs on the album, if y'all want to check it out, if you're not familiar with Rapsody, if you want to go to some of my favorite tracks on the album, it would be Back in My Bag. I do feel like that was giving me a little bit of a bounce, so I like where that was going in direction, but bar for bar, she killed it on there for me. Look What You've Done is a very rapper song, if you're looking for rap, like bars. I like D&D, like Don't Take It Personal. I see what you did when you flipped the Monica track. Don't take it personal. I think that's the song. Am I singing it right? Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. So anyway, she flipped that track. I thought that was genius. Definitely check out 3am with Erykah Badu. I love the song with Baby Tate. I love it. Baby Tate did her thing on that song. Oh, such a talented young girl. Obviously, is in the genes. If y'all don't know who her mother is, Google that. I also like Diary of a Mad Bitch. It gives me a very alternative flow, kind of a rock and roll-ish type of vibe. I love that. That's what I'm saying. So you got a little bit of some alternative sounds in there. You got some R&B in there with, Erykah Badu, Baby Tate, yourself. Like it was a very nice melodic flow. And of course, you got the rap shit on there. I would just love to hear a banger, like a club banger from Rapsody. And that's it. That's all I got. Yeah. Those are my notes. So, congratulations, Rapsody, for making my list of the top 10 hottest female rappers of 2024. Boom. Next up on my list is the hot girl herself, Houston's own Megan Thee Stallion. Yee! All right, Megan had one of the hottest years to date. Her 2024 was amazing. She did so much. She basically dropped 2 albums this year. She was on tour with a Glorilla opening up for her. That was amazing to see her sell out arenas. What else did Megan do? She won a hip hop battle and didn't sue anybody. Shout out to all the female rappers out there that kept it solid throughout the battle. It is what it is. She won that battle against the queen, Nicki Minaj, and that was not an easy feat. So shout out to Megan Thee Stallion for that. Also, what did she do? Oh, she dropped a documentary. So when we talk about authenticity, when we talk about relevancy, when we talk about music, Megan has to be high on this list. The girl has been a busy body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. So we got to give it up to Houston's hot girl. When it comes to the album, I'm a little critical when it comes to the album. My thing is this with Megan. I feel like I need a little bit more diversity. I need a little bit more variety when it comes to the bars. I do feel like the music can be a bit redundant. I do feel like I know we're going to get that your pussy is good. I know that we're going to get, you would fuck my daddy if my mama was a player hating. I know my daddy and my man is taking you shopping and on the low. I get that you could steal my man. I get that you're a stallion and you're stacked and you're beautiful and you all these wonderful things and fuck anybody that want to call you, names and try to judge you for your sexuality. I get all that. I feel like one thing about Meg, we gonna get that. We know you that girl, cause you are. And we also know that you can rap. Megan can rap. When I listen to her music, I don't even try to keep up with the bars because the girl be spitting and her cadence is so southern. She's very consistent with how she spit. It's very UGK. I don't know. I'm looking for something more. I don't know. I need like how E gave us a Love is Blind. You know what I mean? Or how, I don't know. I feel like y'all know what I'm saying. I want her to have that record, that standout record that's going to last the test of time. That's going to be synonymous with her career. When it's all said and done, it's like, what's that record that really resonated with everybody across the board? I mean, we got Body Yaddy Yaddy. We got WAP with you and Cardi. I mean, we got you. I love Realer Than Real. I like Tina Snow. I mean, I feel like she's an authentic rapper. That's what I get from Megan. She's an authentic rapper. She knows how to rap. You can't take that from her. You can't take the fact that that girl is talented. You know? I think what's happening now is that the fans is just yearning for some type of diversity. We need different variations of your flow. We need different subject matter, maybe. You know what I mean? And I feel like she got it in her. And I know she gave us some, and I know y'all probably gonna drag me in the comments, but seeing what she went through with Tory Lanez and the trial and her breakup with Party and, you know, the men in hip hop dragging her, and she gave us all that in Hiss, because that's another thing. Hiss was #1 on Billboard, and that was a huge accomplishment in 2024 for a female rapper. I think I just want a little bit more of that. I think that's what made that song so big, is because, we didn't really expect her to honestly respond to Nicki. We didn't really expect her to go that hard. So when it went that hard, we was like, we want more of this. We know she fed up. And maybe I just want a little bit more of that in a different style and way that she spit. I don't want her music to come across monotone. I don't want it to come across very flat. And maybe she could switch it up by bringing in different artists from different regions. Because her and Glorilla go so perfect together. With the track Accent, oh my God, that's my favorite track on the album. And the popular TikTok song with Kash Doll. I mean, I thought that was clever. It was very TikTok-y. Everybody now has to at least have a TikTok song on the album. We see that. We see that with Nicki Minaj's Everybody. We see this with this song that you have that was very popular on TikTok. But I don't know. Maybe you need to collaborate with some East Coast rappers. I don't know, West Coast. And do what like Jay-Z did with Big Pimpin', where he kind of, what Jay-Z is known to do when he gets on records with other rappers, he can switch up his style to kind of match their flow, but still be Jay-Z. I would like to see Megan Thee Stallion do that. Like, get on a song with another rapper, male or female, and kind of mimic their flow, but make it your own, just so we can hear a different style of rap when it comes to Megan, because I feel like Megan can do it. Yeah, that would be my only critique when it comes to Megan. But that girl could spit, that girl could flow, that girl is popular, that girl is the girl, and you just can't take that from her. And again, she hosted the VMA, she dropped a documentary, Hiss went #1, she won a hip hop battle against one of the biggest rappers in the world, period, male or female. And she dropped, a pretty decent album. Again, I just want you to switch it up and see what else you can give your fans. Next up on my list, we have the one and only Nicki Minaj. Now, I know a lot of y'all are like, she didn't drop an album this year. No, she did not. But Nicki accomplished a lot this year, okay? Although her album Pink Friday 2 came out in 2023, it was still the highest grossing female rap album in 2024. Y'all gotta count for something, right? Exactly. Also, the girl was on tour, world tour, international tour, and she did it twice and sold out every night. I went to the concert, and let me just tell you, I ain't seen nothing like that since, like Beyonce. It's giving mega superstar. Like, her fan base is no joke. They came out in droves. Everybody had on pink. Hell, I don't even consider myself a barb, but I wore pink. Younger, older, gay, straight, white, black, everything in between. Like, that girl fan base is something, honestly, I've never seen before, especially for a female rapper. But I just think that what Nicki, her stardom is just out of this world. It's out of this world. It's not even female rap. She's a freaking pop star. She's a mega superstar. And the fact that she didn't drop an album this year, but still was able to be the biggest selling rap album in 2024, that's amazing. So that's why she is high up on this list. But also mainly because we're going to talk about relevancy, and we're going to talk about consistency, and we're going to talk about popularity, then of course Nicki Minaj has to be high on this list, especially with selling out a world tour. Nicki Minaj, again, makes it to my top 10 hottest female rappers of 2024. Boom. Next up on my list, we have Doja Cat. Yes, Doja Cat has made the list for 2024, and if you're asking why, let me tell you. It's because she added 7 new additional songs on her hit album Scarlet. I think it's called Scarlet Claude 2. It's fire. Every song on the album is hot. Every track, every additional track is fire. The girl is spitting bars. The beat is on point. Her cadence, her flow. I mean, I just think she's one of the best performers that we have out today. And I know some people like to argue, oh, she's not a rapper, she's a pop star. I think she shut all that down last year when she dropped the album. And she said it, she told y'all, don't play with me, I'm a rapper. So she don't want to hear all that noise, and I don't either. And that's why she's on my list of the top 10 hottest female rappers of 2024. If you don't know about the, I guess you could call it a re-release of her new album with these 7 additional songs, make sure you check that out. Another reason why she made my list, not only because of the 7 additional songs, but she has also achieved one of the biggest accomplishments, I think, of 2024. She has received over 1 billion streams on Spotify. And she is the first female rapper to achieve this milestone in 2024. So there you go. So shout out to Doja Cat. And recently she has been teasing us with new song titles. So everyone's hoping that we will be getting a new album in 2025. So I'm excited about that. So shout out to Doja Cat. Yes, you are a rapper / pop star / singer, whatever people want to title you as, but they cannot denounce your rap skills. So you definitely made my list of top 10 hottest female rappers of 2024. All right, next up on my list, for a minute, she was almost number 1. I just think she had a great year. I thought her album was semi-flawless. And I explain a little bit later why I say semi-flawless. But this girl has been busy all year. She's been busy in music, busy in television, Netflix, Rhythm and Flow, killed it on there, showed her personality. Features. She was also featured on, it's my girl named Glorilla's record. Procedure, and I think she did an amazing job on there. She's been, doing her thug thizzle all year, I feel like. So, next on my list is no other than the one and only Latto. Latto. Bravo. Sugar Honey Iced Tea. I believe that's what the album is called. Sugar Honey Iced Tea is the album that came out in 2024. The reason why I said this album is semi-flawless was because, and I'm sure all of you can agree, that you can hear the Drake influence in there, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody gets a little help here and there. You can hear influences in other people's music, whether they're guys as well. So I don't want to have that conversation where it's like the females always need help, like miss me with that. But again, I saw a few comments online where people was like, some of these songs is so heavy Drake influence, or these must be some of Drake throwaway songs that he just gave to her. Whatever. The point is, I will say She did a great job on those songs as well. And I agree with some of you. I can hear the Drake influence. But I always tell people, if you want to really hear what I feel is Latto and her sound, and her presence, her authenticity, is listen to track 5 on down. And some of my favorite tracks on there is There She Go, which was heavy on social media. Brokey, I thought was heavy, one of the heaviest records on there, and that was heavy on social media as well. My personal favorite song is the song that she has with Mariah the Scientist. I just think it's so beautiful. They killed it. It's my favorite record on there. She also has a song with this guy named Tizo Touchdown. I hope I'm saying that right. Love that song as well. Coco Jones, she got a song on there with her. She got some great features. And again, nothing. I don't think she has any skips. It's just in the beginning, the Big Mama, and congratulations on the Grammy nomination. I love Big Mama. And I love the other songs too that I said that sounds a little bit like, Drake-ish. And that was one of the songs. And I do think that it's worthy of a Grammy nomination. I just think the thing with Latto that a lot of people have a disconnect with is they feel like they don't know who she is. For whatever reason. I've had conversations with many people in the industry, friends of mine, friends of female rap, and they're like, I just don't know, who she is. It seems like she's just kind of all over the place. She needs to find her voice. I think on this particular album, she found her voice. I think she's a young girl still trying to find her place in this industry, and I think at this point, she's doing a damn thing. I think she's doing a damn thing, and I think she's there, and I think she's exactly where she needs to be. And again, outside of her music, she has been doing features with other people, and she has been doing things on television, like I said, with Netflix's Rhythm and Flow, which I really, really enjoyed seeing her on, coaching other artists, mentoring other artists, giving her input, showing her personality. It just shows that she's very much relevant in this music industry. She's very much relevant and a top contender when it comes to female rap. I think Latto is a great rapper, and I think she's been a great rapper since her reality TV show Rap Game. I just still think a lot of the people out there that may be against her or may not necessarily be a fan 100%, maybe it stems from that reality TV show, and again, it may stem from people not feeling like she understands who she is or has like an identity issue. I've heard people say that as well. I don't necessarily agree with that. But again, she is a young girl. I think we forget that girl is what? I don't know, 25? So what were you doing at 25? Yeah. And you wasn't at this, level of success in this industry that will chew you up and spit you out. So of course, she's still learning. Even if you're not in this level of entertainment, anywhere in the world, no matter what it is you're doing, you're still learning your stuff. You're still trying to figure it out. And I see that's what Latto is doing. But with this particular album and where she was at and has been all 2024, I think she did a damn thing. And I think she's worthy of being this high on my list. So shout out to Latto. Congratulations. You did it, girl. Next up on my list, listen, this is the year of TDE. They haven't missed all year. And they definitely didn't miss with Doechii. That's right, they got their female rap artist. Doechii is high up on this list, of course. She is nominated for a few Grammys. Actually, she's leading in nominations when it comes to female rappers. So shout out to Doechii. This album, my God. I didn't know what to expect. Shout out to a couple of friends of mine that actually put me on to it and told me to really give it a listen. I love it. The girl is super talented, super creative, super dope. Just, honestly, when I listen to her, she has her own style. But, for people that may not be familiar, I'm like, well, who can I compare her to? It's like a mashup of, I don't know, you getting Missy, you getting Busta, you getting Doechii. You may even hear a little bit of Nicki Minaj influence in there. I know I did. But the girl is from Florida, so you getting that southern swag that she can bring to it, a little bit of that ratchetness, but a whole lot of talent. A whole lot of talent, but a whole lot of fearlessness when it comes to how she approaches her songs, at least it comes across very fearless. And I love that for her, and I'm excited for her. She, is high on this list because the girl is deserving. She put out the work, and she's been consistently doing her thing all 2024. I love the performance she had on Tiny Desk. That's where a lot of people really took notice. Like, hold on, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, because she's that fire. So it's better to be, late than never, right? So Doechii is one of those girls to look out for in 2025, and she killed it in 2024 with her album Alligator Bites. Am I saying that right? Yeah, so make sure y'all check out her album Alligator Bites Never Heal. She got 19 songs on there, so she wasn't lazy with it. All right, she gave y'all a great body of work. It's different. You get a little bit of everything. So take your time with it. It's 19 records. And I would love to hear what you guys think about Doechii being on my list. And congratulations on the Grammy nominations. Yeah, shout out to Women in Hip Hop. All right, next up on my list is the one and only Glorilla. Big Glow. I think we all knew that Glorilla was going to be number one on my list. I think she's number one on everybody's list this year because Glorilla had the biggest year ever, the big GLO. Shout out to her record. I don't even know the name of her album. I just know it's my favorite album. I said this before. Hold on. Glorious. Okay. I think we all knew that she was going to be number one on my list. I mean, she had the biggest year ever. Shout out to the big GLO. Shout out to her album Glorious. I'm not going to sit up here and give y'all stats and all that. I just know in the hood, it went diamond. To us, it went quadruple diamond because it really is a perfect album from head to toe, from A to Z, from top to bottom. It's a perfect album, like literally no skips. I don't know the last time I listened to an album where I'm like, nah, I'm cool on this song, nah, I'm cool on this. I mean, she gave us a flawless album, and this is why this is a flawless victory when it comes to Glorilla. And she's like the comeback kid, because if you think about my list last year, she wasn't even on it. And I said this when I was on the morning news on Pix 11, that she's having the biggest year ever, and she was not on my list of top 10 best female rappers in 2023. Here we are a year later, and she's number one. That's how you glow up. That's how you turn up. We all can learn from Glorilla. And, I mean, the songs that are my favorite are Limitless. I mean, her record with Sexy Red is top tier. Her song with Money Long is personally my favorite song on the album, along with How I Look with the Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, I just think at this point these two should just do a double album together, or a collaborative album together, very much like R. Kelly and Jay-Z did their thing, and other legends in the past. And I can't say enough about Glorilla. I just think she did her big one, and she's deserving of all the praise. And I know, shout out to my boy B-Dot, I know he had her as number 2 on his favorite rapper in 2024. And I really think if it wasn't for Kendrick Lamar doing what he did with Not Like Us and dropping his flawless album, she would have been number 1 because she's deserving of that. So I was happy that he put her at number 2. And it's a big deal for him because we know how B-Dot gets when it comes to women in hip-hop. Yeah, so that was very impressive. So I appreciated him doing that. But again, he didn't do her no favors. It was deserving. So shout out to Glorilla, man. Keep up the great work. Shout out to your team, production. You got some of the best captions on there. When it comes to us on social media, we're always trying to look for captions. I'm the worst at captions. And usually we go to Drake for our mood, and now we could go to Glorilla for the best captions on social media. It was like, I just felt like she just knew what she was doing on there, and it shows. So again, congratulations to Glorilla. Yeah, number one. All right, you guys, that is it for my top 10 hottest female rappers of 2024. Let me know what you think about my list. Let me know who you think should have been on my list. Let me know who you think should not have made my list. And I will see you guys next year. Jazzie Belle checking out. Deuces.